Hello, and welcome back to the second episode of our YouTube series, Art History and Change. To act as your speakers in this video, I, Chandler Guzman, along with Charles Niana Sengeran, will be taking you all the way back to the Spanish rule in the Philippines. Because in this video, we will be talking about the second type of war that we Filipinos have faced, the cultural war. Take it away, Charles.
To give a brief history in the Philippines, in 1565, the Spanish colonized the Philippine Islands, starting with Cebu. The Spanish colonial regime remained in the Philippines for over 300 years. Within this time, corruption, abuse of power, and unjust treatment were prevalent in the country, as seen in the maltreatment of the people by the people in power, such as friars and the Guardia Civil. Development of the country itself was neglected due to the regime's focus on using the Philippines solely for trade. The government was also unable to provide basic necessities for an economy such as public work, education, safety, security, and other essential aspects in an economy.
Spain's reign over the Philippines finally ended in 1898, with the Philippine Revolution and the Spanish-American War. During the Spanish colonization, however, there was another issue that plagued the Filipino people. Filipinos were seen as uncivilized, uneducated, and barbaric. Because of this, Filipinos were treated as lesser beings by the Spaniards. This was a cultural war, and it was a war in order to prove the civility of the Filipino people. Over the course of the regime, numerous works have been made by Filipinos, which rivaled and even surpassed the other works created by other races. We will be going over 3 of these works.
The first artwork we're going to be looking at is a painting by Felix Resurrección Hidalgo entitled Las Vírgenes Cristianas Expuestas al Populacho. It won a silver medal in the 1884 Exposición General de Bellas Artes in Madrid, Spain. He used the medium of oil on canvas, and he made use of diagonal lines to point towards the subject of the painting, while horizontal and vertical lines provide a sense of structure and stability, not only to the stone walls but to the composition of the painting as well. Hidalgo uses strong contrasting values to highlight the women and phase out the populated alley-like pavements. The colors are also symbolic of the intentions of the characters in the portrait. Red is found on the clothing of the men surrounding the women, which symbolizes lust, passion, and power. However, as it nears the subject, the colors transition to a more white and fair color, symbolizing purity, innocence, and beauty. The earthy browns encapsulate the stone walls, which further contrast the scene currently taking place.
Moving further into the image, we find that there is light to the right of the image, which brings the viewer's focus towards 2 women semi-stripped. The title in English is The Christian Virgins Exposed to the Populace. So, we can determine that the 2 women in the painting are Christians and virgins. The woman on the ground is looking at the floor and is in anguish over losing her dignity, while the other woman that is being grabbed by one of the men is looking upwards, almost as if she was pleading for rescue or aid from heaven above. The men in the painting are rough, ill-mannered, and lustful. Furthermore, they appear to be mocking and humiliating the 2 women.
The artwork was created to expose the maltreatment of Filipino women under Spanish rule, showing how Filipino women were taken advantage of and humiliated by those at power at the time, such as friars from the church. Finally, it presents themes on human spoils. Spoils meaning goods that are stolen or forcibly taken away. And in this case, in the artwork, the women are stolen to have their dignity lost, hence the term human spoils.
The second artwork is more well known for winning the gold medal in the 1884 Exposición General de Bellas Artes. That's right, we're talking about the Spoliarium, painted by Juan Luna. The piece was created on a canvas with the use of oil as well. There are numerous diagonal lines that express movement in the painting, vertical lines to show structure and strength, and horizontal lines to portray rest or stagnation. The colors used are dark and moody, consisting of shades of brown and red. Brown shows feelings of strength and resilience, but also emotions such as sadness and loneliness, while red expresses feelings of war, passion, and power. Additionally, there are shades of blue to the right of the painting, which hints at feelings of sadness and loneliness, as well as softness or timidity.
On the left side of the painting, the area is crowded with people awaiting to take anything of value from the fallen gladiator, such as their armor or their weapons. In contrast, the right side of the painting is rather lonesome. A woman is seen on the ground near corpses looking down and mourning at a corpse that may have been a loved one, while an old man is seen holding a torch near corpses and appears to be searching for something or someone amongst the corpses. In the middle, bloodied gladiator corpses are seen being dragged across the room by Roman soldiers. The painting's dimensions are 4.26 meters by 7.72 meters. The large size of the painting gives the viewer a scale of real people in the painting.
This painting focuses on themes of injustice and prejudice as seen through the corpses of the gladiators that were forcibly made to fight for the entertainment of the Romans in the Colosseum. This theme mirrors the treatment of the Filipinos by the Spaniards at the time. This artwork was painted to expose the condition of the Philippines under Spanish rule. On a grander scale, the artwork presents themes on human spoilage. Spoilage meaning the act of something degrading or deteriorating. And in this case, humans, which are the gladiators in the painting, that are left to degrade and deteriorate in the Colosseum, continuously fighting until their own demise.
The third and final artwork we'll be discussing this episode is the España y Filipinas by Juan Luna. It was painted during the year 1886 with oil on canvas as its medium. The painting is portrait-oriented and composed of numerous horizontal lines that reach the edge of the canvas, creating rectangles that give a sense of structure and stability. There are also diagonal lines that lead the viewer upward, which further enhances the vertical nature of the artwork. The painting is very bright, using shades of pink, red, orange, green, blue, and white. Pink expresses friendship, affection, and approachability. Red shows feelings of power, action, and determination. Orange signifies enthusiasm, success, encouragement, and fascination. Green hints towards growth, harmony, and safety. Blue represents tranquility, calmness, knowledge, integrity, and understanding. And white gives feelings of safety, security, perfection, and innocence.
The painting is centered around two women. One appears to be leading or guiding the other, as seen through her pointing upwards with one hand while holding the other woman's waist with the other. The two are ascending a flight of stairs. The fair-skinned woman dressed in red is a Spaniard, while the brown-skinned woman dressed in blue, being guided by the other woman, is a Filipino.
This artwork is an allegorical portrayal which was made for propaganda that presented the hopes and desires of Filipino propagandists, which were reform, equality, modernization, and economic improvements, as seen through how the Spanish woman is leading the Filipino woman up the stairs towards progress and development. This is an ideal representation of colonialism, wherein the colonizers are meant to guide their colonies towards progress and development.
Now, you may be wondering, so what? What do these works have to do with the cultural war mentioned earlier? Well, let me ask you a question in return. What do all three of these artworks have in common? They all showed the world how Filipinos were just as capable of producing works with a deep level of understanding of social situations, done with masterful technique just as other painters have done. Filipinos, who were considered uncivilized, uneducated, and barbaric, showed great intellect, understanding, and civility through their works. Works that were meticulously painted with the thoughts of their implications in the grander scale of the current social situations in their country. Felix Resurrección Hidalgo's Las Vírgenes Cristianas Expuestas al Populacho proved the Filipinos' ability to rival artworks of the Spaniards. And beyond that, the Spoliarium by Juan Luna is clear evidence that Filipinos were even able to surpass their own colonizers.